The shotgun is on the floor. 30 feet away, a man lies motionless. Welcome to History Unwritten. Today, the musician who almost vanished in 1994, and the world we almost had. Kurt Cobain, the voice of a generation, frontman of Nirvana, the Seattle band that exploded grunge into the mainstream with songs like Smells Like Teen Spirit. By early 94, he is 27 years old, married to Courtney Love, father to a toddler daughter, and drowning. Fame suffocates him. Chronic stomach pain never stops. Heroin offers the only relief he knows. On March 4th in Rome, an overdose nearly kills him. Doctors call it a suicide attempt. He insists it was accidental. Weeks later, his wife stages an intervention. He flees to a rehab clinic in Los Angeles, then climbs the fence and vanishes. On April 8th, an electrician enters the greenhouse above Cobain's Seattle home and finds his body. Dead for 3 days. A self-inflicted gunshot. The note beside him speaks of losing his passion for music. But what if, in those final hours, something interrupted him? A phone call, a knock at the door, a fleeting second thought. In our timeline, no one interrupted. But imagine this. As Cobain sits in that greenhouse, the phone in the main house rings. And rings. Courtney, frantic, has been calling every number she knows. This time, something makes him walk back inside. He picks up. Her voice is raw, begging him to just talk, to wait, to let her come home. He says nothing for a long moment. Then, barely audible, he agrees to meet her at a hospital. Within hours, he is in a psychiatric ward in Seattle, under observation. The doctors find him severely depressed, malnourished, dehydrated. They stabilize him physically, start him on medication for the pain that has tortured him for years. Courtney checks into a room down the hall. She refuses to leave. For the first time in months, Kurt is not alone with his thoughts. The press catches wind. By mid-April, rumors swirl. Cobain hospitalized, Nirvana on indefinite hiatus. Fans gather outside the hospital, holding signs, playing acoustic guitars. Some pray, some just wait. Inside, Kurt stares at the ceiling, unsure if he wants to be saved, but no longer certain he wants to be gone. By May, Kurt is released into outpatient care. He and Courtney retreat to a rented house outside Seattle, away from the press. No interviews, no statements. Nirvana's management announces the band is taking a break. No tour dates, no album plans. Bassist Chris Novoselic and drummer Dave Grohl wait, uncertain if the band still exists. Kurt spends his days in near silence. He paints, he reads. He plays guitar alone in a back room, but writes nothing. The chronic pain that drove him to heroin is finally being treated properly. A new specialist discovers an undiagnosed stomach condition, prescribes medication that actually works. For the first time in years, he is not in agony. But the depression remains. He attends therapy twice a week. Some days he can barely get out of bed. Other days, he takes long walks in the woods with his daughter, Frances, now 2 years old. He begins to realize he has no idea who he is when he is not in pain, not high, not performing. The rebuilding is slow, invisible, unglamorous. By autumn, he picks up a pen and writes a single line in a notebook. Then another. The songs that emerge are quieter, darker. Nothing like Nirvana. He does not know if anyone will want to hear them. In early 1996, Kurt enters a small Seattle studio with a producer he trusts. No label, no deadline. He records alone, overdubbing each instrument himself. The result is an album under his own name, not Nirvana. The songs are sparse, acoustic, haunted. Lyrics about survival, shame, fatherhood. Critics are divided. Some call it a masterpiece of raw honesty. Others say it is too bleak, too quiet, that the fire is gone. It sells modestly. Kurt does not tour. He gives one interview to a journalist he respects and speaks openly about his suicide attempt for the first time. The conversation shifts something in the culture. Other musicians begin to talk about their own struggles, depression, addiction, the cost of fame. Meanwhile, Dave Grohl has started his own band, Foo Fighters, and they are gaining momentum. Chris Novoselic pursues political activism. Nirvana, as the world knew it, is over. Kurt seems at peace with that. He collaborates quietly with smaller artists, produces a few records, stays out of the spotlight. By '98, he is remarried. Not Courtney, that relationship could not survive the weight of what happened. He moves to a farm in Oregon, raises chickens, writes songs in a barn. The myth fades. The man remains. By the early 2000s, Kurt Cobain is no longer a rock star. He is a symbol. When a young musician dies by suicide, journalists call him for comment. He always answers. He speaks at benefits for mental health organizations, his presence quiet but powerful. In 2003, he testifies before Congress about funding for addiction treatment, his voice steady, his story unflinching. The testimony goes viral online. A new generation, too young to remember Nirvana's peak, discovers him through that moment. He collaborates with younger artists who cite him as an influence. Later, with indie bands who grew up on In Utero. In 2008, he releases another solo album, this one more hopeful, almost meditative. It does not chart, but it finds its audience. He becomes a kind of elder statesman of alternative music, the man who survived the thing that killed so many others. By 2010, his hair is gray, his face lined. He still plays small venues occasionally, always acoustic, always intimate. The crowds are smaller, older, reverent. They know they are watching someone who was not supposed to be here, and that makes every note matter. Today, Kurt Cobain would be 57 years old. In our timeline, he is frozen at 27, a martyr to the cost of fame, a symbol of a generation's pain. But in this world, he is a man who lived, who got help, who found a way through. The music world he shaped is different. His survival gave permission to others to step back, to admit they were not okay, to choose life over the myth of the tortured artist. Grunge did not die with him. It evolved, matured, became something quieter and more introspective. The conversation around mental health and music started earlier, louder, because the most famous casualty became the most famous survivor. Frances grew up with a father. Courtney found her own path. Dave and Chris remained friends with the man, not just mourners of the legend. And Kurt himself. He never became a stadium act again. He never wanted to. He writes songs in a barn. He shows up when it matters. He is still here. Not the icon the world wanted, but the man he needed to become. The guitar is still in his hands. That is the world we almost had. If you enjoyed exploring this alternate history, give this video a like. It genuinely helps the channel grow. Subscribe so you do not miss the next story we uncover. And tell me in the comments, do you think Kurt would have truly found peace, or would the darkness have returned? What do you think would have happened? Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.